where did your gaming journey start?
PC stuff.
Was that on a parent's PC? Were you supposed to be doing homework?
I was, well, probably.
Probably.
I'm so sorry, Mum.
Hello and welcome to Gaming Talk from Antstream. My name's TristaBytes and today I have with me Ryan Brown, PR Manager, General Indie Gaming Extraordinaire, right here.
I like extraordinaire.
I think you should put that on your business card.
That's it. Oh, I should put that on my business card. Ryan Brown, Indie Game Extraordinaire, and I can put a quote from you.
You can, which would probably devalue it as a quote, to be honest. But I mean, I'm flattered that you consider my word as worth anything.
Of course. Yeah, lovely to be here. Lovely to talk about games. Love games.
They're good, aren't they?
Do you know what? Games are well alright. You should give them a go.
They're just good. Okay, we've solved any questions we had. Games are good.
Go play some Ninja.
Excellent interview done. I like it.
Yep. See you later.
Yeah, bye.
See you later, everyone.
You obviously have worked in the gaming industry for quite a while, with quite a few different companies doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Indie stuff and retro gaming stuff.
Yeah.
Where did your gaming journey start?
Oh, wow. Okay. So my actual very first game, my gaming journey was DOS games.
Yeah.
So DOS, like PC DOS games, that's where it all started for me. Stuff like Chips Challenge.
Yeah.
All these sort of awesome retro stuff, which if you go back and play now, they're still really good. DOS games are underrated. Don't underrate DOS games. DOS games are brilliant. Yeah, PC stuff, stuff, and I'm glad to see that.
Was that on a parent's PC? Were you supposed to be doing homework?
I was, probably supposed to be doing homework.
Probably.
I'm so sorry, Mum. Yeah, probably, but I was playing video games. But my parents played video games as well. They
were cool like that.
Do you know, they were cool. They wear sunglasses. They know what's up.
Oh,
they
excellent.
skateboard. They don't.
They might skateboard. You can't prove that they don't skateboard.
Yeah, I mean, if I said they do, that's fact.
They probably played BMX Ninja once. You ever played that?
Nope, but they did, definitely. Yeah. They definitely did.
Usually on a BMX bike and you hit people with it.
Oh,
the amount of ninja in it is very small, but you get to hit people with a BMX bike.
Oh, see, that's what I've missed out on. I need that in my life. I need to hit people with a BMX bike.
I like that. Inciting violence here every day. Computer games don't encourage violence.
No. Do your homework.
So what other DOS games were you playing as well as Chips Challenge when you were supposed to be doing your math homework?
Yeah, so pretty much a lot of the games that people might know as being sort of more Amiga-based games and stuff, I have history with, but as DOS games. Mm-hmm. So stuff like Earthworm Jim. I loved stuff like that. Those and
the animation.
Yeah, the animation, fantastic. Holds up really well. I love games retro games where if you play them now, they still look really good because just the pixel artwork just has translated so well into the modern age, and that's a really good example of it because the animation's really fire. It's really great. Stuff like Metal Slug games.
Metal Slug is still beautiful, so expressive.
Oh yeah, still so beautiful. Amazing artwork. And even gameplay wise, and what people people look at retro games as if they're just nostalgic sometimes, and it's play Metal Slug now. That gameplay is it's at the top of its game. You can't really improve on that very much. What that game is, it's just.
I'm still discovering more retro games because there's all the games that I didn't get to play as a kid, and I'm now discovering them.
Oh yeah,
and I'm falling in love with so many more retro games because I love the style of them. I think I always liked more stylized graphics, simplistic graphics, and I can get very lost sometimes in really modern games.
Yeah.
I've been walking around for 6 hours because I've forgotten there's fast travel and I'm lost and I don't know where I'm going anyway.
I'm 100% with you. Yeah, totally. I actually I just find games with big open worlds, I can find them a bit sort of overwhelming, and we're adults. I'm very time poor, so I
get lost in the real world. I don't need to do that.
I get lost in my house. Where am I? Where's the bathroom? I don't want to be wandering around 100-hour-long worlds. Sometimes I just want to sit and play Metal Slug, play a bit of Bubble, and just
Bubble.
Look at all for me as well. I'm again, maybe it is the child in me, but just big, bright, colourful graphics. Love it. You can't be sad playing a game like Bubble.
You can't. No, it's adorable. You can be very frustrated and you can feel like throwing the controller occasionally, but you won't be sad.
Yes, frustrated but not sad. Throw a controller, but do it happily.
Yes.
Do it with a smile.
Graphics are so cute. I love those style of sprites
Oh yeah. It's just that's it for me. Like, and it's such a cliche, but for me, like charming things. I love charming characters and color, and yeah, I'm just a big child basically. I'm still 6-year-old me playing DOS games basically.
I can absolutely relate to that. If you like cute and adorable games, I would also suggest Liquid Kids. Have you ever played that?
No.
That is adorable. The sprites in that are just phenomenal, and you're throwing little water bubbles going around sort of platform levels in a more sort of continuous side-scrolly way, and you get cake as well. It gives you cake.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, if I'm going to get bonus points for doing something good, cake. I mean, why would you want rings, gems?
No, yeah,
I want those. I can't eat those.
I can't eat a Chaos Emerald. Give me a cake.
Absolutely. And another one that I really like, which is super adorable, is called Rodland.
Rodland.
And you're a little fairy. And
Okay.
you use the wand to kind of magic the enemies, and then you smush them into the ground, and they make this most adorable squeaking noise as they hit the ground.
Cute violence.
That's the
Bringing
kind
it all
of violence
together.
we like. Family-friendly violence.
That's it.
The gleeful noise I make when I'm playing that, though, when I'm smashing the enemy, and they make this it's like a squeaky toy noise.
Oh, I love that.
Like, that wouldn't work so well in modern gaming, I feel, just like you shoot someone and a squeaky toy noise comes.
Yeah.
But it works.
I love that. I actually, because I'm a man that likes the simple things in games, and that will like draw me to them. But like a good sound effect. So again, something so underrated, like that game that you just mentioned. That sounds fun to me because of the noise it makes. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, Pac-Man's noises. Yeah, everyone knows that.
They're iconic. They
Of course,
absolutely are.
absolutely iconic. Even the lesser known games, like those, it's the sound effects and the music and stuff that sort of sticks with people.
Yeah. So I still quote things from like Worms and games like that.
Yeah.
Still, those sound bites are still things that I see.
There it is.
Future career in voice acting, I think. Are you casting for a new worm in your game?
Please let me be a worm. Thanks. Big worm boy.
Not
big
going
worm
on
boy.
your business card.
Here's Ryan Brown, the big worm boy.
So we started off with indie game extraordinaire. We've now gone big worm boy.
Is it an upgrade? Is it a downgrade?
Depends which website you're on.
Yeah, I'm happy to be big worm boy.
We've got a game called Tapeworm. Maybe that's...
Big worm boy. Look.
We've found the perfect game for you, clearly.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds
good. And
good.
Flea as well, amazing. Like there's NES indie games these are, which are on Antstream, and they're adorable because they take all of that. And that's one of the things I enjoy about indie games is that a lot of them are using that kind of retro style, retro inspired graphics, and it has that kind of nostalgia hit, that sort of playability factor that I love about, especially with 2D games, and cute sprites that make squeaky toy noises when they die.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the thing. I love that. I love that people are still making games of that sort of style. Like even people that didn't grow up with them. Like people, there are some people like 18, 19 sitting making like their style games, and I love that. Like I love the fact how timeless it is, and how because it is timeless. Like it's still, those games are still just so endlessly charmingly fun, and you don't have to. I find them a lot less. They're stress free. You can just sit and I want to play Flea. I want to play Tapeworm. Those sound chill.
Go back for a bit of classic Space Invaders or Centipede.
Yeah.
And things. And you can just pick them up and play them. Like you don't need to kind of go through like a giant manual to figure out how to do them. Some of them are just kind of like, I literally just have the D-pad. That's all Pac-Man is.
Yeah.
And you think of how many hours you put into something like Pac-Man, and it is just literally, it's the D-pad.
Yeah. But it still can be mastered. Like you can be good or bad at Pac-Man, despite the fact that it's just 4 directions.
Yeah, I had some top tips from a world record holding Pac-Man player, which is that you have to start the turn just before you get to the corner.
Oh wow, those are some pro tips.
You drift Pac-Man.
What? Pac-Man drifting?
That's basically it. That was one of the top tips that I learned. That Pac-Man drifts. That's how cool Pac-Man is.
Wow, he's so fast. He's just.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, hedgehogs eat your heart out.
Yeah, the pizza yellow man.
The cheese.
The little cheese man's here.
Round cheese.
Yeah. What is he?
Confused, I should think.
Yeah, he's just confused.
He runs around eating power pills, chasing ghosts. Like, I mean, in any other scenario.
Yeah. Sort of. I'm sure people have had a good think about this before, but quite strange when you think about it.
It's best not to think about it.
Don't think.
Yeah. As someone who likes Revenge of the Mutant Camels and Sheep in Space and games like this, it's best.
Wow, yeah, now I think about it. Retro games are the absolute weirdest.
Yeah,
There's
a lot
some
of them
weird
were
stuff
made
going on there.
in the 70s and the 80s.
They just did whatever they wanted. We think it's cool.
We could do, and I think that because a lot of these were one person making a game, and it wasn't necessarily huge studios, especially back in the sort of Speccy and C64 games.
Yeah.
It was just people making their own games, and it always allows for a really good creativity because it allows you to just have a single vision, even if that vision is some camels flying around space. And to make a game out of it. And obviously as someone who works in indie gaming, I'm sure you've seen some incredible ideas coming out of that process.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The amount of passion coming out of like indie developers is incredible. Like it's still, and it is almost reminiscent of back in the day, like back in those retro days, where it's just a person or a few people working on something. They often aren't necessarily thinking about what commercially works. Like, I wonder who this will sell to. I wonder how many copies this will sell. It's just, I want to do this. I'm going to do it. Oh, people love it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's sort of beautiful, really, in a way.
What are your top things you're playing at the moment?
What am I playing at the moment? Well, I like to obviously play some of the big games, but I go back to a lot of the comfort games. Like again, like something like Metal Slug. Like if you put that in front of me now, I was like, here you go, Ryan. Spend 30 minutes sitting in.
And then 6 hours later, you're still there.
6 hours.
Sorry, what do you mean 30 minutes?
Sorry, what was that? I had to eat and pee and go to meetings.
No, those things are not important.
Don't worry about it. I'm Metal Slug. Just like for me, like increasingly, I'm just finding like those sort of comfort games are just like perfect for me. Just something you can just sit and play for 20 minutes or 6 hours, and sort of just enjoy, not have to worry or think too much. Like, those sorts of games are just like you can't. I personally, I just can't feel sad playing them. It's just like even if I start playing them in a bad mood, I'm like, everything's right.
Yeah, you work through your anger, or you just cheer yourself up with distractions.
Yeah.
Or just like bop along to the tune.
Exactly. Yeah,
definitely. I think the last time that I'd sort of picked up Metal Slug after I haven't played it for ages, I was like, I'm just going to play a couple of levels. And I just did a run through of the entire Metal Slug X. Thankfully, on Antstream, there's no like credits for involved if I lose a life, so it would have been a lot of money if I'd been doing that in the arcade. But I just ended up playing the whole thing just completely by accident. It was like a whole stream, and it was supposed to just be, Metal Slug, I haven't played that in a while, and then I was just like, no, wait a minute, I just need to finish this level and this level. And then I really like the boss where you jump up the thing and the teeth are going with the jumpy thing.
Perfect.
And then it was accidentally played it for 4 hours. So
accidentally
on purpose.
Ooh, who knows?
Little from column A, little from column B.
Yeah. I actually got so obsessed with Metal Slug at one point. I was importing the little Japanese gacha toys of them.
Oh, that's so cool. Because the sprites are adorable. They must be lovely little figurines.
Oh yeah. They're just again like even though it's pixels, like it's just such lovely detailed design. Like you could have like an art book on this sort of stuff, and I imagine it would just be gorgeous. There probably is. Yeah,
there should be an art book. If there isn't an art book, there needs to be one made.
I imagine there is, but it's just awesome designs. It's just like I don't know. I often just think that there's stuff like that just wouldn't work in the same way in a 3D space. Like I don't.
Well, you can do ridiculous things in 2D that you can't do in 3D. The facial expressions in 3D, like your mouth's just off the side of your face, and that would look a bit disconcerting if you actually did it with realistic graphics. It's like when they do like Simpsons, if they were real people, and you're like, oh dear God, I can't see this. Some things just work better in that style.
Yeah, 100%. I just think it's much easier to sort of have a nice contained sort of art style.
I don't think Bubble Bubble will be cute as they look like actual
just be
real
horrific.
Sort of dragony dinosaur things.
Imagine this guy
just looming. Instead of a cute thing looming in the corner, it would just be like
this horrific. And the fact that it's smiling and child friendly just makes it worse somehow.
Smiling, child friendly, ginormous dinosaur.
Yeah, just eating buildings.
Attacking you with bubbles.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah,
I'm scared now.
A different game.
Yeah, I'm terrified. I look at that game differently now.
You'll never see it the same
I'll
again.
never. What is that Bubble little guy up to? Does he have a name? Is his name Bubble? Is his name Bubble?
Bub and Bob, aren't they?
But yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cameraman's nodding. I think so. I say those things like confidently, like it's this, and then I'm like, wait, is it, or is that just what I call them? Because that happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
I will just name something in a book or in a game, and then later no one knows what I'm talking about. And it's like I've just added a name. I've just added a storyline to this that was never there.
You should just like confidently rock that though, like just know that is what it's called, and then the history books changed forever.
I could do that. That could be the way I change history. changing the names of random computer game characters.
Yeah, just be confident in the things that you're wrong about.
I could be that person to make a decision between if it's Ryu or Ryu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. Gosh. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. You can be the trendsetter. Sega. Love a bit of Sega.
Yeah. It's the Aussie pronunciation. It's in the
Is it really?
adverts. Yeah. And you had all these things that we didn't know.
I'm learning now.
We just didn't know. We just came up with our own pronunciations. If things were just text and there was no voice acting in older games, you didn't know. So you could have these brilliant arguments over the pronunciations of names.
Oh, I love that.
And it's a thing that we don't get anymore because everyone's now got the internet and we can just check the answers.
Oh, how boring.
Yeah.
I used to do a Pokemon when I was in school. Is it Zapdos? Is it Zapdos? Don't know. I still don't know.
You'll never know.
I'll never know. I could Google it, but I won't.
No. Because we're sticking to actual retro, no Google.
Yeah, what is googly? What is that?
I don't know, like goggles. You wear them?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, gonna ignore that.
Yeah, sometimes they're rose tinted. I don't know, something like that.
Who knows? Who even knows? Who cares? I'm gonna stick to my guns.
1 million people on Twitter who go, well, actually.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Were there any other games that you were sort of really obsessed with as a kid?
Again, like mostly just lots of DOS games. Like that was what I played for years before anything else. I mean, stuff that I could name stuff, but I'm not sure people are going to know. There was a game called stuff like Jazz Jackrabbit, which is like basically like an Earthworm Jim clone, but a good one. There was a game called Jetpack, but I only played the Christmas version. Oh, so you played as Santa in that one.
Oh, well, that makes all the difference.
Yeah. Big difference. But yeah, just and to be honest, like it's not even just like the ones that because obviously I have nostalgia for the games I did play, but I have nostalgia for games that I didn't play, which is really weird. But like I can straight up just go and play like an old retro game and feel something there. I don't know. Like I'm someone that like cares a lot about like the history and like the art form of like video games and stuff. So I can go and play like a retro game that when I was a kid or I have zero history with. And just like fall in love with it and be like, wow, look how important this is, and see elements of that is in modern games, and be like, wow, this was influenced by this, and this went into this.
And you can see how games have evolved, how the history has moved forward, and it shows in a lot of things that you do. You've obviously worked with companies who have a lot of awesome things to do with retro games, and now you are making your delightful mixtapes, which we have like put here, as you can see, where you're collecting together indie games and releasing them as mixtapes, which is just awesome and retro styled. Yeah. This one's open, so I'm going to.
Please,
show.
I'm just going to sit back and.
It looks like a tape, but it's a USB.
Yeah, it's sweet. It has like 30 games on it.
It's sweet and adorable, and these kind of things. There's something so, I don't know, just about things on cassette tapes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love stuff like that. Well, it's just the whole retro vibe. Like for me, it's with stuff like this and Antstream. Like it's the fact that these are games that are just like it's just about making things more accessible. Like I would love to have a Gallagher machine in my house and sit and
every arcade would just take up a lot of room.
Yeah, and have like every physical like Neo Geo copy of Metal Slug. But I imagine that's ridiculously expensive and difficult to set up. It's just like okay, like I just like having. Like people have more accessibility to stuff. Like, okay, here's these games. There they are, easy to play, done, no hassle. Stuff like that is big to me. Like preserving games and.
So, as you are someone who obviously does loads of stuff with indie games, promotes loads of indie games, I should say on Antstream again, you need to check out things like Flea and Tapeworm, Reshooter, if you like your shooters on there as well. We've got Tanglewood, which is a beautiful Mega Drive game. Loads more being added onto there. However, I'm not going to challenge you to one of those because I think that would be unfair if you haven't played any of those yet.
That's true.
I think I should be challenging you to Metal Slug. If you think you can beat me in a one-life challenge.
Oh, wow, well...
No pressure.
No pressure. Let's see.
It's only your entire pride and integrity on the line.
That's true. Hell yeah. Come on now. Let's do this.
Okay, so we're going to go for some Camel Chaos.
Here we go.
So you've got one life, you're on a camel, and I'm dead. So that is a good description of how you don't do it.
Oh my goodness.
I thought I'd make it nice and easy for you.
Wow. Whoa, the bar
I can give myself another go.
Go for it.
Let's pretend that didn't happen.
What? I've never seen Camel Chaos before.
I'm just trying to make you feel like, it's not an insurmountable thing. I need some pride.
Here we go. Come on, camels.
So basically, I've died horribly.
It's hard to be a camel.
It's very difficult to be a camel.
It's difficult to be a camel.
Just to give you an idea of how difficult that is.
Okay.
I've set the bar low for you just to be kind, and not because I'm awful.
Here's where I definitely rock it for like 7 minutes.
Okay, so you are one with the camel, okay?
I'm camel.
Don't jump off the camel.
Be a camel.
1 life, shoot as many things as you can.
I'm a camel. Okay.
Okay, A to start. Okay. I like the way you've got your game face on here.
I'm taking it very seriously.
It's all serious.
I mean, I did a flip. I did a cool camel flip.
You looked significantly better than I did doing that. So, I mean, I think that is still a win.
I'm actually really determined to do a good job. Here we go, right?
Okay.
Right, here we go. Here we go.
I mean, I took multiple goes. You can take a second go.
That man is a king of camels. I'm gonna go again.
He's in the zone now. All right, we've lost him.
I genuinely want to overcome the Camel Chaos. Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Look at that.
That is some camel expertise.
How far can you get?
Oh gosh. Okay.
I like that. I like it. Just going for the secondary fire. I like that.
Oh, I got over the first camel man.
I think it's probably safe to say that that score's slightly higher than mine. By a factor of like an entire decimal point.
Oh,
so you are the official champion now.
Thank you. Where's my camel prize? Thank you.
It's just waiting outside in the car park. You'll be riding it home.
Wow. I would actually love that. That'd be great.
So you're now the king of Camel Chaos. You're apparently the giant worm boy, and you are the indie game extraordinaire creator with your mixtape. All the new things to add to your CV.
And mate, they're all going on there this evening immediately. King of Camel Chaos, big worm boy. Perfect.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Of course.
It's been good fun.
Of course, it's been camelish and chaotic.
And hopefully one day I can re-challenge you to Camel Chaos.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And take back my honour.
Yeah, I need to see people like, look at that best score. I need to see people like absolutely destroy a Camel Chaos.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. You're absolutely awesome. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.